Hey guys, so I'm hoping this sounds okay. This will be my first video with using this thing. I'm hoping it looks okay once I officially upload to YouTube. Um, Stuff didn't work out the way I wanted to, as I've said before, so but I want to do this video so bad because of something. It's a theory. We won't know and I don't know how long we're gonna ever, if and when we're ever gonna get the answer to this, or if we're ever gonna even find out, or when we will get the season that's going to involve this question. I got my Rwby book. I don't know if it's going to look reversed. It looks reversed to me at the moment. The World of Rwby. I pre-ordered it and it finally came in a couple weeks ago, but I've just been a little busy, so I've finally been looking at it. And there's been one theory question that's been going around since we finally got the introductions to, since I think maybe even season 2, to something that's been around. As we all know, a majority of the characters have been based off of fairy tales and expanded out, and colors expanded out from there. The book pretty much confirms that colors are the biggest thing, and then they expanded from that using fairy tales and Monty Oum, rest in peace, idea. Well, my main thing is about the 4 kingdoms of Rwby, and therefore academies for hunters and huntresses. As we all know, Vale is where Ozpin is, and he is the Wizard of Oz, obviously. Atlas has Ironwood, Atlas has its academy, and Ironwood is our Tin Man. Mistral has, sorry, now I have to go back to the other page. It's been a while. I was just actually on it a moment ago. Oops, went too far. Mistral has Haven's Academy, and with Lionheart being the Cowardly Lion. And a lot of people were assuming Vacuo's Academy, which I don't know what the Vacuo's one is called actually. Would be, some people were assuming or theorizing that would be our Scarecrow. Well, actually, and I actually was going along with that theory too, but I was just breezing through. Mainly, I was thoroughly at first, but then once I got to the 4 kingdoms, I really wanted to start looking at the characters again. I mean, mainly because that's where it's like that intrigues me the most. Pretty much, it's the characters and their what made them, or was brought in to make them. Like with Rwby, it's the color red. Her name Rwby, Little Red Riding Hood, and going on from there. So it's like, and anything involving fairy tales, all Aesop's fables, etc., always intrigue me. Well, we've got Glinda the Good Witch, and this is what was written. And now some people also theorized that maybe Crow, Yang and Ruby's uncle, and Raven's brother, yada yada yada, could have been the Scarecrow. Well, we have a confirmation, and I don't know if anybody else has done any videos yet, so, it says here that we started with the idea that Ozpin's lieutenants were Wizard of Oz themed, explains Shawcross, and that that included General Ironwood as the Tin Man, Crow as the Scarecrow, and the not-so-subtle Glinda Good Witch. So we officially have confirmation that Crow is Scarecrow. So that gives me the question. I'm going to go through all the characters that are involved with Ozpin that have direct links. Obviously, Ozpin is the Wizard of Oz, and I believe that people are theorizing that Oscar is actually Dorothy, and I wouldn't be surprised. We just said General Ironwood is the Tin Man. I said that Mistral's Haven's Academy, whatever it is the Cowardly Lion. Glinda Good Witch, which pretty much is Oz's right-hand person, is Glinda Good Witch. And now we have confirmation of Crow being the Scarecrow, and Salem being the. It says that she's pretty much every wicked witch from every fairy tale that you can imagine, but I'm still going to consider her as the Wicked Witch of the West in the in the highest remarks. So that gives me the question: what about Vacuo's Academy? Who is the what theme? Wizard of Oz character are we going to get for that? As their headmaster or headmistress? I honestly have a couple theories, and I'm going to look up RWBY Wiki, see if anything is updated, because it's been a while since I've been on there. I believe, I'm kind of going based off of what characters I remember. Yes, there's a lot more that they didn't branch out within the book, or book to movie, and some people don't even remember, or it's even characters that have been briefly mentioned in Wizard of Oz and then were touched upon in Wicked, which is the Broadway production. But honestly, my thing is either it's going to be a munchkin, a flying monkey, or the Wicked Witch of the East or South. Honestly, since I have no idea what could be the possibility for this one. I know there's a lot more characters in the Wizard of Oz tales, because there's more than one book, but I honestly believe that those four are our best options for what's going to be the headmaster or headmistress. So that's my theory. I'm going to go through the book, and then I'm actually going to kind of review certain parts of it, like what I feel like needs to be said, because there was parts in the beginning it's like I'm putting a little dot next to that paragraph or something. So I'm not going to go overly into the book, but I'm hoping maybe, depending on how things go, because I'm trying to see if I can do something, and where I have to take the next step on Monday, and if things work out, then I might not have time to do this, but I'm hoping maybe I can make time, because after this semester, obviously, I'm going to be having a lot more, I'm going to be going back to regular classes that I need to take, and that means papers again. So that means I might not have time for everything. So that's why I want to make this video in the forefront. I'm actually going to go over one to two other things. I didn't catch this, and that's my fault. The villain character Hazel. Now, I created my own RWYOCs. Originally it was just supposed to be 4, but then because I used a story, the Snow Queen, obviously, it's like, because of the Hallmark version, I branched out and made 3 more characters that were her sisters, and then their teams, so it's like I have a whole list of stuff, and it's like I'm hoping maybe, that I don't have to worry, wouldn't have to worry about that, but, there's 2 characters, one being Hazel, and one being, another one I'll mention, actually 2 more, and then I'm done, I promise, and then one question, but I have to look at, actually I'm going to do a couple quick things, and then I'm going to stop, because it's already at 8 minutes. Hazel, I did not really catch, I knew he has a sister, I remember that he has a sister, but I kept forgetting her name, and now that I see that's Gretchen, I created an OC that was supposed to be Hansel and Gretel, but she has a bad experience where she turns dark, and she becomes not exactly like Tyrion, the scorpion guy, but she's a mixture of Dr. Arthur Watson Tyrion, where she's nuts, but she can hide it. And it's hard to explain, but that was my forefront, I'm of an idea, like, I was going to turn Gretel dark. Well, now that I found out this, it's like, it's going to be a little more complicated, where it's like maybe another version of Hansel and Gretel, but this time Gretel lives instead of Hansel. I didn't really catch this, and I didn't think that they would go into regular literature exactly right away, but I didn't catch that Dr. Arthur Watson was supposed to be like, what if Watson worked with Moriarty instead of Sherlock Holmes? I really didn't catch that. The other 2 characters that we find, I didn't realize that Gira, Blake's dad, was actually Bagheera, and that that woman Sienna Khan was, well, I kind of knew that she was Khan from the jungle, Shere Khan from the Jungle Book, but I didn't realize that Bagheera was supposed to be Bagheera. Sorry, I really hate showing my teeth. And then I really didn't realize that, I mean, we knew that Blake was supposed to be Beauty from Beauty and the Beast, and some of us thought that Adam was supposed to be the Beast, and then we realized that no, Blake is probably both. I still have to look at her chapter, though. But now I'm realizing that Adam was Gaston, and that's even in this book mentioned. So the fact of the matter is, I don't know how many people realized that he was Gaston before we got this book, or how soon they realized it, like in the series, when the series came out. But yeah. And then the last two things I want to mention forefront, and this is why I have to also look at Wiki again. Cinder's two cohorts, Emerald and Mercury. Everyone was theorizing Emerald was Aladdin, and Mercury, I don't know what they were theorizing, because it may be that he was the Roman god of speed and messengers, which actually does brief on. No, actually, it says here, based on the Roman messenger god Mercury, who possessed enhanced boots. So that answers my question. But there's nothing about Emerald that explains where any of her fairy tale origins lie. So that's about it. The only thing that I was surprised to not see actually was that Torchwick, he got the Clockwork reference or mentioned, but there's, oh, here we go. There is the Disney lampic. I gotta go through this, so I'm sorry, but it's like I gotta go through this still. It's like I skipped over to part 2 immediately. So for those of you who got the book, what's your favorite part of the book so far? So far, I'm enjoying almost everything I've been reading. Like I said, once I got to the kingdoms, I thought, okay, I really want to go into these characters. And actually, if I have ever time, I'm gonna start more going in depth with my characters, and maybe finally officially making the other ones. I gotta see if I can find an old note on my computer, see if I transferred it to this computer, because that had a lot of my information I was doing when I was expanding my OCs, so that maybe I could eventually try to get in more depth. But yeah, this is my main. Again, I'm gonna brush on the beginning. Of this theory video, what do you think is gonna be the vacuo headmaster or headmistress? Which character from Wizard of Oz did Monty Oum decide? Because I'm guessing this was something Monty Oum did before, when he was creating everything, because he wouldn't have just left that one up in the air without going at all into it, unless that was supposed to be the next thing before everything happened. I'm really curious to see how much everyone had to do from scratch, character or anything story-wise themselves, that Monty Oum didn't actually already have pre-planned. Like, I wish I could see those notes. That would be such an amazing thing to see. And because I got into this when through a friend of mine, and he showed me the white trailer. So Rwby's trailer was already up. He showed me that one first, and then said there's a white trailer coming up. And this was a part of my life that was really dark, because I had 2 grievances I had to deal with: the loss of a grade and the loss of a pet, and this brought me out of it. If you guys don't remember, after the apology explanation video, the next video after that I made was my review of, I think it was Yang's video, intro video, because I don't know if I reviewed Blake's at all, but I did go into it in Yang's video review, and it just escalated from there. I cannot wait to see the next season. I'm hoping that we will, that everything's gonna, honestly, it's like, I'm wondering, like I said, how much is Monty Oum's design from that they're going off of, and how much they have to do from scratch themselves. I mean, obviously the artwork style changed, and I haven't gotten to that part yet, but I will be. Um, but yeah, this pretty much really helped me with my life, where it made me feel like I had some sort of meaning to, or something to help me cope. And I'm glad that I'm still glad to this day that this was brought into my life. I don't know if I would have ever looked at it beforehand, but I probably would have, but I don't know if I would have been at a time that I wouldn't have probably been as in depth with it. But yeah, this is Allie signing off. Click like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Comment down below again what parts of this book you enjoyed. If for those of you who got it, for those who and then what parts intrigued you, and what parts did you not expect to be turn out that way, but from what you thought they were gonna be. For me, honestly, it's just the fact of not realizing, fully realizing certain characters, as I've already mentioned. And the characters are my favorite. Looking at the characters are my favorite part, as well as and then second is looking into the world of Manioam. But yeah, I'll hopefully see you guys soon, and we will have to decide what we're gonna do. Bye.